You are not a bad mom. You are just tired. The first shift, from perfect to good enough. The second shift, the gentle power of saying no. The third shift, filling your own cup, one small sip at a time. A lighter way forward. I wake before the house wakes. I pour coffee that often cools before I can sip it. I make lists. I try to check off every single box. Morning comes and you're already on. You're not lazy, you're tired, all the way down. The pressure to be perfect hums in the background. You are not a bad mom. You tried to do everything. For your kids, your partner, your work, your friends. The harder you pushed, the heavier it felt. This isn't a flaw, it's fatigue. All day, tiny shoulds pile up. Cook from scratch, answer every message, remember forms, sunscreen, snacks. 1,000 little tabs open in your mind. The invisible load is real, tracking sizes, appointments, groceries, birthdays, and the mood of everyone in the house. No one sees it, but you carry it. When you forget one small thing, guilt rushes in. Do better, try harder, smile more. But you're not a bad mom. You're carrying too much. Here's a softer truth. Perfection isn't required. Your love is enough. Your presence is enough. Good enough is wise, kind, and sustainable. So you begin to shift. What matters right now? A simple dinner. Toys on the floor. Bedtime a little early. Imperfect, but connected. You swap spotless for lived in. You choose 5 minutes on the rug over 5 more chores. You trade a perfect plan for a quiet cuddle. Then you practice a small, powerful word. No. Thanks for thinking of us. We're keeping this weekend quiet. No, thank you. Maybe next time. You set calendar boundaries. You decline a last-minute task that can wait. You pass on the 4th commitment of the week. You say no inside too, no to the voice that says do more to be enough. You answer it with a gentle, not today. The world doesn't fall apart. With fewer obligations, your energy stops leaking. You hear small laughter again. You notice tiny feet and sunlit hair. You feel more present, more yourself. From here, we'll refill your cup. Small sips, simple rituals, steady care. For a long time, I used to think of self-care as selfish, indulgent. I thought it was something that could wait. It was a luxury I would get to later, when the kids were older, when the house was cleaner, when work was less busy. Of course, that magical time called later never actually arrived. I kept putting my own needs at the very bottom of the list, day after day. As a result, I felt empty, depleted, completely worn out. I was running on fumes, and my patience wore thinner with each passing hour. I was giving from an empty cup. The shift was not about booking a spa day, going on a weekend retreat. Those things are lovely, but they felt out of reach. Instead, I started to listen to my body and my mind in the small moments of the day. I began to practice tiny acts of self-care. I started taking small, intentional rests. I would make myself a cup of tea and actually sit down to drink it while it was still hot, often while the baby was napping. When I felt my shoulders tense up and my frustration rising, I would pause, close my eyes, and take 5 slow, deep breaths. It sounds so simple, but it was revolutionary. I also got better at asking for help. This was a huge challenge for me. I always wanted to prove I could do it all on my own. I started asking my partner to watch the kids for just 20 minutes, so I could take a short walk around the block by myself. I let a friend bring over dinner when I was having a particularly hard week. These small pauses began to recharge me in profound ways. I learned that I did not need big, elaborate plans for self-care. The small, consistent acts were what truly made a difference. They were like little sips of water throughout a long, thirsty day. When I started to intentionally care for myself, even in these tiny ways, I noticed a huge change in my mood. I felt calmer, I was kinder, and more playful with my child. I had more to give because I was no longer completely empty. Filling my own cup was not selfish. It was essential. It was the only way I could continue to pour love and energy into my family without burning out completely. It taught me that caring for the caregiver is just as important as caring for the child. Letting go of these 3 old habits, chasing perfection, saying yes to everything, ignoring my own needs, did not magically fix everything. Life is still messy and unpredictable. I still have rough days where nothing seems to go right. I still find myself crying in the car sometimes after a particularly challenging preschool drop-off. But there is a fundamental difference now. I feel lighter on most days. I can find my way back to a place of calm more quickly. I laugh more freely. I sleep a little better. I find genuine joy in the small, ordinary moments again, like the way my son's hand feels in mine. If you are reading this now, feeling that familiar weight of exhaustion and guilt, please remember this. Your tiredness does not mean you are failing. It simply means you are human, and you are carrying a heavy load. Your child loves you for who you are, not for how clean your house is, not for how many activities you plan. The small, gentle changes you make for yourself matter more than you know. You do not have to do it all. You do not have to be it all. You can rest. You can breathe. You can be enough, exactly as you are in this moment. It can feel lonely on this journey. Motherhood can be isolating, even when you are surrounded by people, but you are not alone in these feelings. If you ever want to, reach out to other moms. Find a friend you can be truly honest with. Share a quiet story about a hard day. Share a small tip that helped you get through the week. There is so much strength to be found in community. We can hold each other up when we feel like we are falling. We can remind each other to be gentle with ourselves. Together, motherhood can feel lighter. Together, we can learn to quiet the critical voices in our heads and replace them with words of kindness and grace. It is a practice, not a destination. Every day, we can choose to be a little kinder to ourselves, and that is the greatest gift we can give to our children and to ourselves. You are doing a wonderful job. Please believe it. If this message touched your heart, please subscribe to my channel, New Mom's Oasis. It's your gentle space for emotional support, calm reminders, and real motherhood moments.